Oh, do I sense? I sense him. I sense him. Yeah. What up, bro?
What's up?
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I changed the whole. I changed my venue. Usually, I got a studio in the basement. I was like, it's too dark. It's summertime.
Uh,
I got my office.
I like this venue better.
Thank you. It's peaceful.
Yeah, it's got the family in the background. We got the kids. I like it.
No, man. So I'm glad to have you. I'm gonna get set up here. You know how that works. So give me a minute.
Yep.
But no, man, we're just gonna talk shit. Have some fun. I want to hear about. I want you to go deep dive this product that you're talking about. You know, feel free to sell it, talk about it. Let people know what you're up to these days. That kind of thing, man. That's what it's all about. When I do borderline inappropriate, when I do the guests and have the guests on, it's all about you guys, man. I just want to hear about what you guys are doing, and if you got something you want to sell. You know how the game is. I mean, some people are like, I don't want you selling. Don't sell. And I'm like, shit, sell. Right? Do your thing. I don't give a shit. Do your thing.
I love it.
Enjoy yourself. Yeah. Hold on one second. I'm gonna put a title on this. How'd the move go? You all done?
All done, brother. All done. Finally back into our place. We're good to go. Love it.
Yeah, man. What's the wifey up to? She working, hustling?
She is hustling. She just got off a call. She's been on back-to-back calls too. It's been a crazy day.
Yeah, I bet.
Crazy.
We're clicking here. Should be live any second.
Okay.
I think we're good. Yeah, man. So we are live, dude. So first off, Jeff Henry. I saw you, I don't know what, a month ago? We were down in Tampa having some fish, having a good time, sweating. It was humid. I enjoyed myself. I was sweating a little bit, but that's what I do. I'm a big boy. But I had a good time. I met you and the wife. We talked shop. We talked about getting together and doing some business. But this show is about you. And I want everybody else to get to know who you are. For those who don't know who you are. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who Jeff is. We see that you got the swagger down there in Florida. You got the suit game. I see with the collar. I see everything you're doing. Nothing wrong with that. You got the hat on.
I got the golf game. I got my golf tees going on.
Are you golfing today?
No, I didn't golf today. I'm golfing tomorrow and Sunday. So.
All right, nothing wrong with that. I want to get out and golf, man. I don't know if I ever told you. I got ulcers, and I've had them since I was a kid, and they flared up this morning at like 3 a.m. And from history, when they flare up out of nowhere, right? They cramp up and they're bad. I'm gonna be doing this for like 2 or 3 days, man. So I wanted to get out. I wanted to get out Friday. I'm hoping by Friday they kind of heal down a little bit. But anyway, enough about me, about you. So Jeff, tell everybody, welcome to Borderline Inappropriate, baby. Tell everybody who you are, who your wife is, what do you guys do? Go ahead.
Yeah,
the floor is yours,
absolutely,
dude.
man. Well, I appreciate the intro, brother. I do. I really do. So tell you a little about me and my wife. So Jeff and Belinda Henry, we created the Two Henrys brand. Obviously, it's very simple. Jeff Henry, Belinda Henry, brings it together. I know it's corny, but we love it. We created a whole brand out of it, the Two Henrys Real Estate.
Okay.
So we started back in 2016. We got involved in the real estate in 2016, actually from Belinda's mom. And so she got, saw one of the infomercials, and she was like, oh, this seems like pretty cool. And she asked Belinda to go with her. So she was like, yeah, I'll go. And out of it, she came back and told me about it and was like, yo, we can get into this wholesaling thing. And I said, okay, cool. Let's get into this real estate thing. And so we went to Vegas. We learned about it. Didn't really learn much. It was one of those gurus that take all your money and not teach you anything. So we did that, right?
Aren't those your favorite? They're my favorite.
Yeah, right. And it still goes on till today. So, we got we actually was still working on corporate America jobs. So me and my wife, a lot of people don't even know that we both came from our IT background. My wife is a senior SQL DBA, so she's a database administrator for some companies, and I was actually a senior business analyst, and I did a lot of back end coding, and also had a web designing company as well. And so I was in that world of technology. She was in that world of technology. So we left our corporate American jobs in 2017 of June.
Okay.
And then we went full bred into real estate. Now, mind you, it was a scary situation because one, we have 3 kids, right? And we had a pretty big house at that time. So to go full blood into real estate and drop our corporate America jobs where we was getting that steady paycheck, that steady income, was very scary for us. But we decided to make the change, you know, and it kind of was forced because Belinda got into a major car accident that, you know, had her bed rested, so she couldn't go back to work. And by her not going back to work, kind of allowed her to say, okay, well, you know what, since I can't go back to work, I'll actually, you know, get more in the wholesaling aspect of things. And that's when everything started clicking. And then I got invited to Collective Genius. And I was actually part of their Rising Star program, where we wasn't doing quite 50 deals yet. We were only doing about 25 deals. So we were doing about half of that. And, they took us to that next level. After that, we did about 65, and now we were averaging about 75 to 85 deals per month, per year. And so they're the ones who actually took us to that next level. And I met a really good friend of mine. His name is Rob Seifert. He was a great friend of mine, and he kind of mentored me and got me to that next level as well. So, you know, I shout out to all the people that actually helped me to where I'm at, because like everybody played an integral role of like, you know, who, you know, the 2 Henrys are. So, you know, I'm very thankful, and I'm very appreciative of every single person that did that for us. But, you know, now we're here, and we're still running a full wholesaling company. Belinda is also a real estate agent, and she's handling that aspect of things. But we do a lot, man. We have some unique things that we do. One is called our whole key investment company. We came up with the terminology of turning a property and actually getting paid 4 times.
So I want to hear about that.
You want to hear about that? All right,
I want to hear about getting paid 4 times.
Yeah, man. So what we actually do is, you know, so it's a whole key investment properties, right? So we find basically we really deal with international investors, as well as out of the country and out of the state investors, right? So those are kind of our bread and butter, right? Those are the guys that actually want to invest in the Tampa Bay area. Our market is Tampa, and they want to invest in Tampa, okay, but they don't have the resources to get things done. So what we do is we either do a turnkey product for them, right? So we'll go ahead and wholesale them the property, right? So that's the first part. We'll wholesale them the property. So we make our bulk of our money on the wholesale fee. Okay. The next step is that we tell them that the property needs some rehab, right? Needs some work. So the next step after that is then we go ahead and put together a rehab bid for them, right? We'll get 2 qualified contractors to come give us a bid. They pick the bid. And then what we do is we tell them, okay, well, now we add in our fee. So it was a 10% marketing construction fee for us that goes towards us, right?
So that operated like a GC fee.
Correct, right.
Is your markup perhaps, but it's operating as like a GC fee. Okay.
Pretty much.
Clarity for the listeners to understand.
And that was our project management fee that we called it, right? It was for us to project manage that property. And because we did have GCs, and we'll manage everything that goes on with that.
Where did that 10%, where is it derived from? Is it 10% of construction? Rehab. Is it 10% of the whole deal?
10% of the rehab. So gotcha. the rehab costs. So if it was like, $40,000, we'll get $4,000, right?
Got it. Makes sense. It's funny because for years, that's how I charged. That's exactly what it was. I didn't want to, out of respect for all the hard work the investors were doing, I would say, I don't need to take money from your profit. That's your profit. Yep. My goal is to get you to your profit, right? And my reward for that is 10%, 15%. The bigger the project, the longer it takes, the more oversight it needs, the more moving pieces there are, the more subs might be involved, the more permits and inspections, the whole 9, right? So the fee might go up higher, but it was based on the requirement of the job. And that's really what it was. And to this day, I've never met an investor or a client that was not willing to ever pay that, because they knew what they were getting in return. So I like that. I like your model. That's why it resonates.
And it was pretty much the same way. Like and that was a key part of making this work successfully, is building those relationships with your investors, because now they trust you. They trust your brand. They trust your product. They trust what you're going to do. Right. So they're okay paying those fees. It's not an issue, right? They know that at the back end, they're going to get what they want, right? And then the process is after we do that, so we're getting paid those 2 times, okay? Then the next part is, that's why Belinda has her agent license. So we then list the property for them after we rehab it, right? So now she's getting her commission off of that. Okay, so what's cool about it is not if they want to list it, but we also work directly with, if they wanted to keep it as a rental, we work directly with a property management company where we collect a fee off of their rental. So we'll get the first month's rent as a fee, and we'll hand that over to the property management company. And we also maintain the liaison position between the investor and the property management companies. That way we still have that relationship. And
that's really good. So you're a one-stop shop.
We're a one-stop shop, and we called it the white glove service, right? And that's pretty much what we wanted to give. Exactly. You're an international investor. We bring you down here for 2 days, right? So we fly you down, come here for 2 days. We'll see our available properties. Okay, we'll actually take you on a tour with them. And then the next day, we pick which one you want. Sometimes they pick 3 or 4. I had one time our investor bought 7 properties at one time from us. And that was all turnkey rentals. And so literally we make the bulk of our cash, obviously in the front end on the wholesale fee, okay? Because a lot of these investors are paying between 80 to 82% off the ARV.
Sure.
So that's where we make a bulk of our money. And what's cool about it is that we work with tons of wholesalers, because we're like, if we don't have the inventory, who am I going to reach out to? The top wholesalers in the area that have deals. Let me reach out to them, because I now have a buyer that's flying in. I need some deals ASAP. Let's make it a move. And so it's been working great for us, man. We've done this year so far, we're at 12 whole key properties, rehabs that we're doing for our international and out-of-state investors. And we typically do about 20 a year.
That's fire, dude. And now you got me. Anything you ever need on the rehab side, you just got to come a click away, which is a beautiful thing. But I love your model, dude. I love what you're doing. So anybody that's watching this for the next 45 minutes to an hour, put your questions in there. We'll answer them as they come along. But he's got a really unique model that even I didn't know about. And I like that, actually, because, again, we did the exact same thing on our end. Instead of us representing the actual real estate transaction on the end, though, I just had partners everywhere. And then we would split profits. But it just made it a lot easier so that I didn't have to worry about really the whole back end piece of it, if that makes sense. So, you there, brother?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Or
yeah, I got you. You look a little frozen, but it's all right. It happens. But I can still hear you. That's all that matters. So, all right, now tell me, you have, when I was down there a month ago, we were talking about a product that you have, right? I knew you were doing something where you were working with Podio, and you were building out platforms in Podio, right, for other investors, correct? You there, bro? You there? Uh-oh, it's frozen again. It's frozen again. Goes 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds, guys. Oh, we lost him. See if he pops back up. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can get him to pop back up. So anyway, so Jeff's got, he's going to be popping back in here, but Jeff's got a really, really cool product. You know, at the end of the day, he used to work with the Podio system, like a lot of people did. A lot of investors still use Podio. But one of the things he's doing is he was obviously building some customizations within Podio and helping other investors build out some type of a rehab side to what he was doing. And he's telling me he's trying to get back in. I have full bars. But the reality of that is that ultimately he knows what he's doing. But he came from the background of coding, so which I thought was impressive. I didn't know that he came back from the engineering side of computers. So he's got a new software system that he built out, and I want to talk to you guys about that because I think it's something that the industry needs, and I think it's very parallel to Infusionsoft. So let me make sure he got his link. I want to make sure he gets logged back in. See if we can get him back in. But ultimately, his system now is somewhat similar to a lead generation system. It helps track deals that are coming in and out. I don't want to speak on his behalf. He's going to jump back in here once he gets his technical issue resolved. But ultimately, that's what we're going to talk about today. His background is extensive. He's done very good in a short amount of time. And he reminds me of me a hell of a lot, to be honest with you, because we did a lot in a short period of time as well. And we found a lot of success in a short period of time. But that's because you actually go after it. A lot of investors and a lot of contractors and a lot of entrepreneurs in general, you're not going after it. You act like it's easy. You quit when it gets hard. The reality is it's not like that at all. You got to put the time in. Let's see where this guy's at. I'm actually not surprised that Jeff's not on this. It would only happen to him. It's hilarious. But ultimately, so that's one of the things I want to talk about. While we're waiting for him, though, to get back in, I'll tell you that we got boot camp coming up, and we've actually reduced our price on the boot camp. We got boot camp November 12th and 13th in Disney Springs. It's at the Boathouse. I want you guys to go online, go to our website, take a look at that while I'm waiting for Jeff. Join us virtually, join us in person. You're going to love it. We're going to break down the entire business model of construction, the entire business model of rehab, and the entire business model of what a rehab division looks like. And it's all financial. It's pretty much a financial camp. So bring your calculators and a clean mind, and do not be hungover the night before because it's going to be rough. We're going to go through everything. We're going to go through timelines. We're going to have you guys showcasing some of your projects and where some of the things are going well, some things are not going well. We'll have breakout sessions, the whole nine. So make sure that you guys are prepared and ready for that. I'm going to see where Jeff's at. Maybe he unplugged himself. Oh, I think he's coming back in. Give me a sec. All right, Bryce, I see you. I'm going to promote you to panelist. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
All right, give me a second. Let me get.
Welcome back. So like I said, while he comes back, we got Camp. There he is.
Yo, my bad. I don't know what happened. My internet just went like completely out.
You know what though? I'm a professional, right? You learn, like this is live air, dude. So it's like the radio. Like you lose a guest, you got to keep talking about something. So it actually worked out. I'll talk about our campus coming up. But let's get back into it. All right. Take your little toes. Stop kicking the wires underneath your desk. All right. Keep it plugged. So tell everybody.
We plugged in.
That synopsis of what's going on was great. Tell everybody what you're doing now. All the experience you have now, the way you're working with international clients. You've created something, have you not? Because of your work in the coding world and the engineering and the computer. What do you got? What does it do? Talk to us. I think that right there is something that's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you. Let's get into that a little bit. So
let's go.
What's crazy is that, I got out of the technology world and got into real estate world, and I didn't think I would get back into that in the technology world until COVID happened. Right? COVID, when it hit, it allowed me to have all these creative juices flowing in my head, and I was like, yo, I got to come up with something. Right? So when Podio first came out. Not when we first got introduced to Podio, okay? And in 2015 is kind of how I was playing around with it. 2016 is when we really started in real estate. But when I was playing with it, I started building out a lot of things. I was like, man, this is super simple because I came from a, IT background and web design background.
Sure.
And so I built my system to make my team more efficient in our wholesaling company, right? So I would literally ask him on meetings, hey, what can I do to make your job more easier? And they'll come up with different ideas on a constant basis, right? Oh, if you could do this, if you could do this, you could add this, you could add this. So I took all those ideas and I came up with a complete system. Now I built my system for my team, and it's based out of Podio. It's now our company. We've totally structured everything. Our company is called RealTek Automations, where we actually go in here and fully automate different companies, right? We'll help them. If they have Podio, we'll take their system and make it more efficient. But out of that, we birthed RealTek CRM. And the RealTek CRM, it's a pretty much a all-in-one CRM that helps, either if you're brand new, that's fine. We built the system to where it helps a beginner all the way to advanced investors. Okay, I have people on our system that do 10 to 15 deals per month, and they're virtually scaled in different markets with our system. So how we built it,
I'm gonna post it. It's called RealTek REM.
RealTek's, nope, RealTek, you like this PM and RM things. No, it's called RealTek. Yeah. So RealTek Automations is, so go to RealTekAutomations.com, you know, and that's spelled RealTek Automations.com, and it will take you to our website. You can, and what's cool about it is a lot of the functionality we have in here, you know, if you're like, oh man, well, you know, I got my own CRM, you know, it's working fine for me. You know, I spent $20,000 to build it. Okay. And you wanted some features added in there, we can add in features. I'm okay with that. There's an area where you can add in different features to help beast up your CRM right now.
Sure.
But our CRM, man, it's crazy because we just launched it in May. Okay. So we launched it in May. We started really making sure it's fully functional in March. And now we launched it in May, and we exceeded 50 plus members without no marketing. We did zero marketing. It's all been kind of a word of mouth. And we've had a lot of successful, you know, investors use our system, and they're just blown away of like the capability it has, and how efficient it is, right? And how fast it goes. Because at the end of the day, you could have all the bells and whistles of a CRM, but if it's not functional and if it's not efficient, you're going to be wasting a lot of time, right? And so I wanted to make sure that I have like the Apple of CRMs, right? Where you look at it, you look at an Apple iPhone, you're like, man, it's stupid simple. It's like, here it is, here's a button, you click on it, you make some moves. It's very simple. It's not too much complicated, right? And so I wanted to build a CRM that way, where it's very simple. It flows. Sell leads, you make an offer. After you make an offer, you close on it. You go to the transaction, goes to this position, you close on the property, and that's it, right? It's not in between that you have moving parts, but that's the overall basis of it, right? And so we did that. So that's it, man. I can go into this all day, and I could tell you right now what I'm passionate about, man, is that I see a lot of people with CRMs all day, but the difference between them and me is I'm actually a real estate investor, but I also have complete knowledge of what's going on with my system because I built it. I personally built it. I don't hire developers from a different country to build what my vision is or how I think it is. Okay. And the problem with that is that a lot of these investors that are building these tools, they're working with people in different countries that don't really understand real estate. And so I feel like it gives me one up because I'm able to know when there's an issue, I can dive in there and fix it because so I think that helps out when building a software.
No, I couldn't agree more. So my partner, Matt, that's on our CRM system, right? I had to teach him all about real estate investing. I had to teach him the game of rehabbing. And it took a long time to teach him that so that he could see it from like an architectural standpoint, from like a developer standpoint to say, okay, this is how the business works. How do I build it into a system, code it, the whole nine? This guy talks to that. This builds this in the background. All of which, not my world, not my thing. I don't enjoy it. I think it's boring. But you have to do that in the space you want to be in, right? That's not my brain doesn't operate that way. You know, when it comes to like a high intellect, when it comes to business, and that's where my brain's at. When it comes to the tech, I know when to call it quits. He did a very good job building that out. And I see where we can add a value to what you're doing, because once you're done with the lead generation piece of it and acquiring that transaction for your client, your user, if they're going to take it to rehab, we would fit in. Yep. Because our system is based on construction. It's just rehabbing. That's all it is. We manage rehabs. So I think there's a big bonus there. We could talk about that more and more. And I'm sure my partner Matt's watching this now, so I'm sure he's already looking it up. Bottom line is, at what point did you decide that you wanted to get into that space, though? Because I know you were kind of in it before. Did you just, is that who you are? Did you kind of miss it?
Yeah, I've always had a passion for it. And my wife knows I'll be up, you know, literally playing with Podio for, you know, hours and hours. I'll be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, creating apps, creating different things that can help our team. And, you know, I didn't really have like the focus, right? I was like, I want to do it, but I can't do it because we're trying to build this wholesaling business up where it needs to go, right? And now we have it where it's, you know, runs on autopilot. So I was able to have more time during this COVID stuff to actually say, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to build it out. I'm going to launch it. I'm going to grab a whole bunch of beta testers and I'm going to beta test it. And I'm going to make sure it's done right and make sure all the bugs are fixed. And then I'm going to start marketing it and getting people in there. Now, we haven't marketed it, and you're not going to like see it on Facebook ads or anything like that because I don't market it. It's all based on people are using it. They're driving affiliates. And really what we're doing right now is based on coaches. So we've been reaching out to coaches that have students and they're bringing their students on there because now they can have a software that's already fully done, ready to go, that they can plug and play for their students. And now it adds a benefit for them, right? So it adds value to your coaching, right? So, hey, I got a CRM ready to go. And they can use our RealTek CRM for that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like that. I like that approach. It's very similar to what we did. You know, when we built out our program, sure, any investor in the world can use it on a one-off project or 3 projects or 10 projects a year, or 100 a year, whatever. But we looked at the bigger player. I said, well, why don't we team up with lenders who have 300, 400, 500 users, right?
Yep.
Because we're serving the same client. You know, that's their borrower, that's our investor. We're serving the same client, and it just makes the lender that much more powerful, right? It's like a one-stop shop. So you and I share a lot of the same ideologies and the strategies and how we're moving our CRM systems. I think it's about damn time we just link up and get that done.
I've been trying to tell you, brother. I said, let's do it.
I think it's time we need to connect, get on the same boat here, and get this thing done. So we're going to schedule that demo after this long. Don't worry about that. So what's the plan now? Where does Jeff and the wifey go from here? Are you guys going to really pursue the tech space? Are you going to minimize real estate investing? Are you finding a balance with that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Belinda is actually kind of fully immersed. She's always been, you know, very active in the wholesaling side, but now she's kind of taken on majority of the operations. And so she's helping transition that, right? So we're now in the process of, you know, looking for a COO and we're never going to get out of wholesaling ever. So we're not getting out the wholesaling space at all. And, you know, I teach on wholesaling. I constantly, you know, I have students, we coach on it. We're not getting out of it. We're going to constantly wholesale deals. I'm actually building out some new softwares right now for wholesaling, right? More JV platform. So I'm constantly doing that. But the software side of things, I just hired my first 2 employees and we're now working to develop our 2.0, right? And that's where my passion is. I wanted to build our new version outside of Podio because Podio does have a lot of hiccups, right? Okay. And so the version that we're building outside of it won't be launched until 2021, but I've put a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of resources in it, and a lot of development hours. But it's going to be something special that's all I can say. It's going to be very special. It'll be available for testing and beta testing around November. But it's something that we've been working on hard. And so I'm not getting out of it. This is something I'm going full force into, and I put a lot of money and time into it. So I'm gonna watch this baby grow into a grown adult.
Good for you. Yeah, you know, for us it's kind of the same thing. We're you know, we're not shy about our objective with REIPM. We want to sell it. You know, and we have a lot of big players.
That's my plan. I have a 3-year plan.
I got 2-year. So why don't we meet in the middle and get there together?
Let's go.
24 months or less is our goal. And we share with every client we have. We have a partnership with Jet Lending out of Texas. You know, we let them all know. We got a partnership with Home Investors of America with all their franchisees. We let home investors know. We want to sell our product. If we can work together to cultivate it to your need and you want to buy it, God bless you. Let's roll. And that's really what we're doing now. And we're doing private labels, right? Where we're working with a lot of entities and making it theirs. They're getting their own links. It's their colors. It's their logo. It's customized and built to them. And we're doing what we've got to do on our end because we're looking at the long term. We're not looking at the short money. Short money is not going to get me sold, right? If I wanted to be in this space the rest of my career, okay, then I'd think the opposite. But if I want to get out of this thing and I want to sell this thing, we got to get to the fastest route, right? I'm a project manager by nature. It's called the critical path. I got to find the easiest, the fastest, the quickest way to get to my objective, which is to finish this rehab and get the hell out. Same thing with this project. I got to get my quickest, fastest, easiest way to this objective, get it sold, and peace out, keep buying real estate, and maybe you'll see me as a neighbor. I don't know. We'll find out, right? But the reality is that's what we're trying to do. So moving forward, all right, moving forward, where does Jeff see himself in 3 years? You said 3 years you want to sell it, but where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Yeah, so I see myself with our software. So first, let me take you to. So our wholesaling business will be fully operational. I'm just gonna be there as looking at just managing our reports, and Belinda's gonna oversee. She's gonna step in as the CEO. We have our CEO running full blown of our wholesaling side of the business. So like I said, it's never going away. We're still gonna have that piece. But for the actual software development side, in 3 years, I plan on having over 3,000 members, okay, on our new software, okay. And I don't know if that's a hefty goal, but I know I can do it, okay. So we're gonna have 3,000 members. We're gonna have different products that we're spewing off of that as well, okay. So the brand that we're building, I'm not gonna talk too much about the brand right now because it's still in development.
Sure.
But once we get the brand out and ready to go, we have other products that we're going to be kind of like tying in to that actual CRM that is going to help that CRM. So even if we're working with you as well, so we can tie in different, like we talked about, we can add in different pieces in there and we can work together on. So that's where I see it. I see it over 3,000 members, having my other products fully in there, and it's and eventually selling that CRM to another company.
Gotcha. You mentioned Robert Seifert earlier today. Are you planning on doing anything with him and his products?
Yeah. So Robert and I are really, really good friends. He's one of my best friends. So he knows about my software and what we're doing with it. That might be something in the plans. He even said, yo, when you get it up and running, you're ready to go, let me know. So we already talked about that. I don't know where that's going to go. If I'm going to sell it to him or we're going to partner up or do anything, but those still in the beginning stages. Our 2.0 hasn't launched yet. I know who I am and how I work and what I bring to the table. That it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to do a complete shift on the real estate industry.
No, I'm happy for you, man. I hope it really works out. I hope it takes off. The best thing is when you're an entrepreneur and you find tremendous success in your space, right? And then you start looking at these needs that you wish you had available to you that don't exist, or they're too expensive, or they're not detailed enough, or they're not specific enough. And that was us in the game. When we were contractors, we used Builder-Trend, right? We used all the same stuff that's out there. And I remember I was paying like $400 a month. I was doing 25 flips a month. I was paying $400 a month, and I only utilized 30% of the system because it wasn't meant for investors. It wasn't meant for rehabbing. It was meant for custom new home building. And I was like, well, one of these days, somebody's got to come up with a rehab tool, and nobody's doing it. Nobody did. So we decided 2 years ago to go after it, and God bless us, here we are. But that's all it is. A true entrepreneur will find a need, and you just give him time and space and opportunity. It's game on.
That's it.
Nice, man. So what do we got going on today, bro? You working? You hustling, or you just gonna take it easy?
Man, take it easy, bro. I'm hustling like crazy. After this,
I knew that'd get you going. I
gotta coach some students. Yeah, break, baby. Listen, when it's time for me to break, that's when I'm a billionaire. When I'm a billionaire, I'm not even gonna be breaking. I'm gonna still be going. So hey, it's a rush, man. I just keep it going. I love it. I love what I do. It's gonna allow me time to actually spend time with my family a little bit more. My daughter said, for her work and going like a trip. So, just hearing that, like, all right, well, I can build this up to where I want it to be, so I can allow myself to have more time to do different things with her and do different things with the family, and not to have to be like, I'm going to work every single day. There's got to be a time where you got to, have things running on autopilot so you can allow yourself to actually have some freedom.
Agreed. See, I wouldn't be good at what I do if I didn't know how to get you going.
Yeah.
Right? I know how to get my guests going.
Of course.
Usually one or two key words, then bam, like fire. I knew you weren't going to be chilling, man. Like today, let's see.
No
Today
way.
I got to finish this. I still have student calls to do all afternoon. You know, students call us. You know, one of the cool things that we've done with our system is that, I don't know if you saw the post I did last night. I was working late last night, working on budgets and bids and scopes and just answering complex questions for investors across the country. Our system allows for that. And I tell investors all across the country, I'm like, look, if you're about to take a deal down, send it to me. If you're in the middle of a deal and it's a problem, tell me your issues. Give me the situation. And they can upload it. They can upload their questions, like live chat. They can upload their pictures and their videos and their scopes of work and their budget, so I can review it, give them my 2 cents, and then give them some guidance and say, if I were you, this is how I'd handle it. And I think that's to me, that's a home run. When I was coming up, right? When I was coming up in the game, there was no me. There was nobody to go to. There was nobody that I could ask for help. And if I did ask for help, they gave me the wrong advice.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So, I love it.
So that's what we're doing on our end. Is we're always like you. We're always trying to do a value add. You know, I studied Walt Disney. I studied Walt Disney tremendously. I pretty much read every book and every other book that's ever written about him. And he has this thing called plussing, which is making it better. He always says, this is good, but it's not great. And that's something I instill in like all my students. It's something I tell my partner all the time. I'm like, listen, we got to plus this. We got to figure out how to plus this. It's good, which means it can compete. I want to win. And, you know, sometimes that mindset's a little bit different. You know, do you share the same mindset that I have, that business is your sport, that you practice every day, and if you're going to come into my space, guess what? I'm going to welcome you with open arms. You better be ready to compete. Because a lot of people in this industry are, you know, they like to hug and shake hands, and they don't want to ruffle feathers. And I'm kind of like, ruffle them.
Ruffle them. I'm going to be honest, man. I come into, especially now that I'm in this space, there's, you know, obviously there's CRMs that have been around. There's a lot of people in the CRM space. There are a lot of people in the technology space, in the software space. But I feel like I'm here to, you know, make friends, but I'm also here as a business. You know, I'm competition at the end of the day. You know, we could still help each other out at the end of the day, but you know, my system is going to be the best. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I think that's often, and I respect that. I think that's often overlooked in real estate investing. I think there's a culture of everybody wants to be buddy-buddy when you're really not buddy-buddy.
Yeah.
And where I come from, like you, right? We come from a world where you got to earn your keep, and you know, respect is given where it's shown, right? So, you know, I've always, and I always will be extremely friendly with everybody. But at the end of the day, this is competition, and rehabbing is my space. And I tell that to all these people that are coming up, and I'm like, I see you, but this is my space. So if you're prepared to compete, let's compete. If you're prepared to market, let's market. If you got big words, let's play. And I mean that in such a genuine way, because to me,
it's not disrespect.
So no disrespect. Yeah. But that's one thing that I like now that we've entered the tech space, because it's different in the tech space, right? The individuals that I'm meeting with are different conversations now. It's not even real estate related. It's just different conversations. It's about coding. It's about do you have the integration process down pat? All these things. And I'm thinking, Matt, right? But the reality is, like, I want to compete with them, but it's generally a different mindset, right? These individuals in the tech space are very analytical, very data driven, they see it one way, it's right here. And I'm like, well, as a business, you got to see all this, right? You got to be ready for what's coming. They don't see that. And I find that a little frustrating, because I feel like I can't poke that bear because it's not fair. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I can't mess with them. It's not even fair. So I'm like, man, this is kind of boring to me, to be honest with you. So I'm like, Matt, you handle this call, bro.
That's it.
I can't mess with this guy. It's not funny anymore.
You know what's funny is that, like, you know, my wife said it a long time ago as well. I think she was training someone to be, you know, to be like in her space, right? She was a senior database administrator, so she was training this guy to be a SQL database administrator, right? And so she was training him, and he got so good. And she said to me, she was like, look, you know, if he gets better than me and outperforms me and, you know, gets a better job than me, then that just means I didn't do my job as level myself myself up. Teaching all these people, you know, you still there? Or you frozen?
I hear you, but you're freezing on your end.
Okay.
It's all right.
So, all right, there we go. So basically, my cousin said the same thing. He was like, yo, why are you teaching all these people all your tricks and everything you do? No, you can see them as competition. I'm like, to be honest, man, in wholesaling, I don't see anybody as competition. I see it, look, I'm going to continue doing what I'm going to do, but look, there might be ways that we can help each other out as well, right? There's going to be a deal. I have amazing buyers. There's going to be a deal that you have that you're going to send to me that I can sell. Or there's going to be deals that you might be able to sell that I can sell. So in the wholesaling side, I don't really have competition. I don't care if you're doing 100 deals or 50 deals. It don't matter to me at the end of the day. I don't care who you are. There's going to be a time where you're going to need me, or there might be a time I might need you. You know, that's just what it is.
That's a good mindset.
Yeah, I'm in my own race. You know, I'm racing myself. Like, my goals, I want to reach. You know, that's what I got to get. You know, if there's people along my way that I have to, you know, move to the side so I can get to that, no disrespect, you just like, you might be in my way and I got to get to where I got to get to, you know, but that's just really it. No,
I like that. I agree with that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about leverage. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't have tons of people help me, if I didn't have people that I leveraged on and asked for advice and took my calls as I came up. You know, actually, I got like Jason Medley. I owe him a lot. He introduced me to a lot of people, and a lot of those people changed my life. So it's interesting when you look at some of the people that you do come into your world. They come into your world for a specific reason, and if you're naive or your ego is too big, there's nothing wrong with having an ego, right? You can have an ego. I encourage everybody to have an ego, because an ego is going to get you there. But know when to level the ego and say, hey, we're peers, we're equals. I can help you, you can help me. Let's just brainstorm, which is a mastermind, right? Let's have a conversation, which pretty much is what we've been doing this whole call, just ideas, right? And that's the unique perspective. When I approach somebody that I think can help me, I want to make sure that I have something of value to add to them first. So I study them. I do my diligence on them, and I say, okay, where can I possibly interject? Where can I possibly add value before I reach out and make this call? Because you've got to make it equal. It's got to be a 50-50 win. And you can't just come off as needy, right? You got to give it. And with us, it's always been pretty easy. It's always rehab this and rehab that. And now with our CRM, the whole world can use it. But ultimately now where I'm at in my career is this, you know, like when COVID hit, I was at home like everybody else, just dying of boredom. And at the same time, I was also working harder than I ever had before, because, you know, you go lean, you start working on yourself more, you start looking at things that you put on the shelf for a long time. This is something I've wanted to do forever. I've always wanted to have, I never wanted a podcast. I want to do a broadcast. I wanted my stuff to be live, like a radio show. What happens, happens, because that's who I am personally. Personality-wise, I'm off the cuff. We're going to have fun. I might say the wrong thing, but we'll be fine. You know,
that's what makes it. That's exactly what makes it.
And the way I looked at it was, we're very good at marketing, right? And I've got a great brand girl. She's fantastic at positioning us with our marketing. And for us, selling a product of a service like an educational package or our VIP membership or a boot camp, or, you know, it's different than selling us as a construction company, right? Very different marketing. You know, you fall into this category as we're influencers now. Well, then you got to play the influencer game, and you got to be everywhere, and you got to be on TV, and you got to have your face everywhere. And with that comes scrutiny, criticism, the whole nine. But that is what it is. You got to be ready for that. So our positioning is very strategic. And I thought, man, if we did a broadcast like this that was live, and we did it twice a week, like I was doing for a long time, then, hey, man, what better marketing is that when you're just talking with other people that are doing it, and you're talking shop live. You're just talking shop live. It's not even an interview. It's just talking like, what are you doing today? You gonna go off? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna eat for dinner? It's talking shop live. And what happens is, what you're gonna see, because you're an influencer too, right? What you're gonna start seeing is people are gonna start attracting themselves and identifying themselves with specific influencers. They may not necessarily need their product or like their product, or their product might not be right for them specifically, but they're going to identify with you or me based on how we speak, how we look, how we talk, the images we portray, how we treat our family, whatever, how my living room looks, whatever. And that's really the idea of what marketing really does. And so to me, broadcasting was the best way to do it. And I've had tremendous guests, so I'm glad you came on. But I've seen, okay, let's talk some about influencing. I saw a really cool ass picture of you right? You're like this. You had the little red flower. And I thought to myself, that's a little Dolmar-ish, right? I said, that's a little Real Advisor-ish, right? And come to find out, right, you guys are hooked up, which is fantastic. So tell me how that came to be. What are you guys doing there?
Oh, awesome, man. Honestly, man, it's been a blessing. I love it. The Real Advisor team, all of them, right? Domar, Lee, Kearney, like Francis, all of them. They're just amazing people to be around. So I originally I came in as a student, right? I started as a student in 2019 and part of their Real Empire course, right? And when I went through that, was, Rafael Vargas was my coach, right? And so he took us from, going on appointments to buying over the phone, which definitely took our company to higher lengths, right?
Sure.
So we finished that entire course, and then we started, coaching like the new people that came in and started helping out. And Domar asked several people to be coaches, and so I volunteered. I said I love coaching. I would love to do it. And so he was like, absolutely. And that's how we became really close, because he now branded me as one of the coaches, and several of us. It's not just me. There's actually four coaches total. So we're on weekly calls every single week. So for instance, right after this, I got to make a hard stop at 2 because I'm jumping on a round table call, which is awesome. So we're giving so much value to new students, newbies, as well as people that have been doing 1 or 2 deals, 3 to 4 deals. Sure. We're adding so much value to them, doubling their businesses and literally closing deals with these folks on the phone while they're going through our calls, which is such a huge value because we didn't have that back then,
Exactly.
Yeah. So like having something like that, like now I feel like to get into wholesaling or get into real estate investing and get into, rehabbing, there's so many new tools that at your disposal that can like literally take you from 0 to 100 real quick, and like I literally didn't have that. It was just like, Belinda, we're running cons, everybody hates us, get your license, all right, we need to do this, we need to find, someone in the space, let's learn from them, let's figure this out, and obviously, mentors is going to be very important, and also, masterminds. I also believe masterminds is huge. So that's what Real Advisors is doing for people. They're, now it's all virtual, but it's cool. I do like the personal ones, but being virtual is still works. So it's been a blessing, man. And I enjoy it. I love teaching people that, and Domar's got something special.
I knew it, dude. I knew it that day I saw that picture. You just
Domar got the jackets, man. He got all the jackets and pins. So I was like, bro, man, I can't be looking regular in one of these photos that you got to post. So,
I remember when I saw that picture, I was like, man, that's my kind of style. I like that, because up here where it's cold, we wear suits. In Florida, you're not gonna wear as many coats. Maybe in the wintertime. In Chicago, it's almost suit season. You know what I'm saying? It's always suit season, to be honest with you.
See, you got a suit season. That's what I like. I like suit season.
Dude, you see my closet, dude. I'm like a girl. So Megan, we have 2 walk-in closets. One is all suits. I told her, I said, keep your junk out of here. This is my room. And it's just, I got different colors.
See, that's
like
nice.
The blues, the blacks, and then the lights.
Our house, Belinda has this huge closet, walk in, all this kind of stuff. And then I got the coat closet, which is right here behind me. You see this?
Yep.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. So like me, I just gotta make it work. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. No, but I spoke to Domar a couple times. We talked about possibly joining forces on the virtual rehab side. He liked the virtual rehab idea, and we have a phenomenal virtual rehab model which uses us as a hub and everything else as a spoke. So we've got investors all across the country that come through us. So, for example, we got investors here in Chicago that buy in Tampa, for example. And what we do is we'll have like the listing agent who represents them in Tampa, or whoever's going to represent them. And I tell them, I said, let them double dip. You got to figure out how to pay them and let them double dip. Send them to us, to our academy, for a 4-hour training call, intro to rehab and project management. They then use our EIPM to manage it as a CRM. So our investors in Chicago can see what's happening day to day in Tampa. The boots on the ground are being taught and trained by us, and we're overseeing the project. So we tell investors all across the country, you want a virtual rehab, you got to get us in the middle. Put us literally in the middle, because all communication data will go through us and it's tracked, not to mention the training and the oversight. So we kind of project manage their project manager to get the shit done. And we always tell them, don't do anything that's going to require a renovation. Make sure it's remodel and under, right? $50,000 and under in terms of a rehab value, because if you're hiring an agent or you're hiring somebody else as your boots on the ground that's willing to train, it's going to be that much difficult if they're worried about framing and they're worried about beams and structure. It's different. You don't want to deal with that in a short period of time. So we've been very successful with that model for years, actually. And as of COVID hit, it became even more monstrous. And that's why I was talking to Domar about that. I said, you got to get the big dog in here, man. You got to get Roddy in here. I got black suits. I got red roses.
You gotta get it, bro. You gotta get it.
So we'll see. We've been talking, but that's the idea of connecting. But that's the idea, is connecting with everybody in the country and adding value to each other. And all we're doing is plussing each other's programs, working together and getting to our objective that much higher, that much faster. That's the idea. No egos involved, right? I keep my ego with what I do. We do business together. There's no ego. We have an ego together now. Boom. Double-headed monster. That's how I look at it. And again, this is part of why I love doing the broadcast, because what I say earlier about being an influencer, it allows the viewer to get to know you and say, oh, okay. Because some people might be like, oh, I thought he was a jerk. Or I thought this guy was kind of a douche. Or I thought this guy was whatever. And you're like, no, actually, he just keeps it real. Nothing wrong with that. And then other people might say, nah, he's too raw for me. That's fine. Because I've got one of my mentors.
Yeah, and you're going to get that. I have people tell me the same thing. I'm like, I keep it real. If I don't like you, I don't like you. If I like you, I like you. If you know, it's just who I am. You know, I just can't. I'm not with that fake stuff. Mm-hmm. You know,
I tell every investor that I've ever consulted and trained, in any student we've had, and I've trained some high level guys that even you know. And I always said, I don't care what your religious beliefs are, what color you are, where you come from. If you ask for my help and you're serious, I will help you. And when you see how serious I am when I'm helping you, you're going to be blown away, because the guy that's all jovial and having a good time here is that guy at the core of who I am. But when your money's on the line, I got your back. We got work to do. And that's one of the things that they realized early on in our first meeting. They're like, oh shit, this is real. I'm like, yeah, and you're accountable. This problem is your fault. Let's get busy. And this is where we build. And that's the best part of what we do. And that's why I hate the word guru. I hate the word influencer. I hate all those words, because at the end of the day, we're just coaches. Make sense?
You hear me, or?
I got you now. But my point is, what I was trying to say is, that's why I dislike the word gurus. I dislike the word influencer. At the end of the day, I'm a guy, and I hate the word expert. In my opinion, nobody's an expert. You know, I hate that term. It's seasoned. I'm just seasoned. I probably have more experience than you. That's it. That's all it is. I've seen a thing or two. But at the end of the day, it's all about coaching. I will help you if you meet me in the middle. You got to meet me in the middle, right? And that's all it's about, and that's all I'm about, and that's all you're about. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
My wife calls me seasoned all the time, man. She looks at the hair and she's like, damn, baby.
Right here.
You got that seasoned salt.
It's coming, man.
Pour it in there. Pour it. Yeah,
all right, man. So we've been on 49 minutes. I know you got a hard stop at 2. I'm gonna give you the floor, right? This is gonna play for 24 hours. It gets thousands of views over and over again. What do you want to talk to the country about? What do you want to talk about? How do you want to close it off? The floor is yours.
Yeah, man. To be honest, man, if you're getting into real estate, or if you're already doing like 1 to 5 deals or 5 to 10 deals, it doesn't really matter. Just take a look at our RealTek Automation company. I'm not here trying to sell you on it at all. Obviously I could just go in detail, but it really speaks for itself. I literally have people that go on there and they have me do a demo. You can request a demo and I can actually do a demo for you, and then I'll sell you, because it's literally, once you see the system, once you see everything it does, you're going to be blown away, and you're going to want to use it, to be honest.
I agree.
And, I just want to be able to take you guys through that. So go on the website, take a look at it, realtekautomations.com, and spelled RealTek, okay? RealTek, TEK.
It's literally, if you're watching this, it's on his box. His name says it right there, Jeff Henry RealTek. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I didn't even know that. Perfect.
I got your back. I got your back, bro.
So yeah, take a look at it. You know, if you literally have a podio system that you want to blow up, because I guarantee you there's a lot of people out there like, I hate my podio system because it's so complicated, so much crap that's going on. Because guess what? These developers are just adding stuff. No one actually looks at your system and say, well, you know what? If we delete this and remove this and make this happen, your system will be more efficient. That's what I do. I'm all about efficiency. So I want to make sure your system runs smooth and you can get to your bottom line. That's at the end of the day. You want your bottom line to grow, right? So the system will help you do that. Plain and simple. I'm out.
All right, so everybody, how to get a hold of you?
Get a hold of me. So you can follow me on IG. It's Jeff Henry, ITSJEFFHENRY. It's Jeff Henry. You can find me on Facebook, you know, Jeff and Belinda Henry. We got a dual page together because why? We are the two Henrys Real Estate. That's our brand. We brand it. We have literally a picture back to back holding a house together. That's how we roll. You know, we're a power couple, man. So my wife is my queen. So she's on there.
I can vouch for that. I've had dinner with them. I've seen it myself.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Jeff,
follow us, man. Follow us.
Thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it. I like the conversation. Dude, it was candid. We just kicked it like we were having dinner. Except last time we had dinner, we got a little lit.
Yeah, we did get lit.
Yeah,
next time we gotta have some cigars. We gotta do it more, man.
I'll be there in September. Let's get it done.
Let's do it.
I'll be in Tampa actually the entire trip. So, guys, thanks for joining us on Borderline Inappropriate. We had Jeff Henry and the two Henrys. Look them up. RealTek Automation. This man will help you build out your systems. He's got it on lock. We may be doing a joint venture here soon. Stay tuned for that. But like I said, everything we're doing, take a look at our website. We got a lot of big things coming up. We got boot camps coming up. We've got our academies blowing up. Our VIP academies blowing up. Anything you need, we have. If you have any projects that you're having problems with, you need questions, call us for a free consultation and we'll review them. You upload them. It's easy. It's easy peasy. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks, guys. I'll see you, Jeff.
All right.